I think as everybody's watching this knows, this is this is just how the virus behaves. It's a novel virus, so it's going to go to the places that it hasn't been yet. And we are going to all we're all tired of this virus, so we're all going to lay over our frustrations and maybe even some blame. So we're going to blame the people who are partying on Memorial Day. We're going to blame people who are protesting. We're going to blame some political leaders. But the only really right place to put the blame is on the virus. I mean, now we had control how we react to it, and I think we've issued a statement, a website called Open Safely, hashtag Open Safely, which indicates things that you should be able to do. And I really hope that Arizona and other states pay attention, because if hospital capacity fills up, it takes you about 3 weeks to turn a curve around from the time you stop trying to slow it down. You have to think ahead how many hospital beds are going to be filled in those 3 weeks. So everybody outside of Arizona should be watching this closely, because this is the kind of experience we're going to see popping up around the country. Hindsight's always going to be 2020, but in this particular case, there was a plan from the White House that is very similar to the plan that we put out in Open Safely, which said you're not going to prevent cases, but you can contain cases if you have some tools like adequate testing, like contact tracing capabilities, like the ability to isolate people who get infected. Now, those aren't perfect things, but they can keep, you can make small campfires instead of big, blazing, out of control forest fires. And that's what we don't want. And that's the risk that you have here, is when you get wide community spread. Now we have some isolated things like in Arizona too, like some of the Indian reservations and some of the jails. Those are problems as well. These hotspots have to be focused on from a public health standpoint. But yes, you can always look back and say we could have prevented, we could have done better. But more importantly, we need the political leaders to respond now to the pleas of the doctors and hospitals and nurses who are standing in the middle of the street saying, we've got an urgent situation on our hand and we're nervous. And you have to be willing to risk the wrath of overreacting, because that's far preferable than risking the wrath of underreacting. And you're going to get criticized either way when you're a political leader. There's no two ways around it. So you just have to ask yourself, can you do this in a way that keeps more people safe and healthy? And I believe that you can do that without shutting down the economy, but you've got to be on top of the public health elements here.